Alabama's Morning News. I'm JT. Joining us now to talk about what's happening with the student loan situation is a financial advisor and president of Cotton Wealth Management. Steve Cotton is here. Steve, good morning. Welcome in.
Well, good morning to everybody.
I have got a horrific student loan situation. I'm so disgusted with the way they do things there. And basically, I'll give it to you in a nutshell. Borrowed 80 grand total, probably for two kids over a 10-year period. Made payments for 7 years of $1,000 a month. And I called to see where I was on it, make an addendum to the principal. And I was told, no, in fact, we were going to call you because you owe $240,000. I said, what? Yeah, the interest and everything, it compounds like every second. So, yeah, that's where you're at. So I'm in a legal battle with the Department of Education, the student loan company, and it's just a freaking nightmare. But, we've got this other side of the coin. People say, pay your student loans. You borrowed the money. Let's go. But there are some problems, big problems with it. So where are we in this student loan juggernaut of a disastrous plan in this country right now?
Well, it's a problem of our own creation. We have, for 20, 30, 40 years, the mantra has been everybody needs to go to college. And there's been a disconnect sometimes between the kinds of degrees that people went after and took on these loans to get and their ability to turn that into realized income when they graduated. And so there's almost been an unholy alliance between higher education and the federal government. And there has been utterly no incentive, zero, for these higher institutions to be competitive, to make sure they are offering legitimate degree plans. And so there are a lot of well-meaning students that have graduated, taken on this debt, and get out and find that they can't go to work making $100,000 a year, and now they're in a box.
Oh, 100%. And, like you said, it's like graduating with a mortgage right out of the gate, and you don't have a job to support that, mansion that you've got to pay for. So I agree with you. We've kind of worked ourselves into it in an unholy alliance, no doubt, because the presidents of universities go, well, shoot, they can just go get a student loan. They'll do it. They hand it out like candy. And then it comes time to pay it. It's like, whoa, you forgot about page 13, paragraph 7C, the interest portion of what we're going to have to pay back here, and it's astronomical. So if they can get the money, what is the incentive? There is none, like you said, for the universities to, get competitive. Do you see, and Congress approves all this, because when I was talking to these different attorneys, they said, look, the Congress is where you have to go, because there's no way you're going to pay this loan back. You got to hit the lottery, you got to die, or Congress has to do something. And Congress approved what the student loan companies are allowed to do. So what's the answer to all this, Steve?
Well, I think one of the things that will happen, the thing that concerns me the most is the impact on the individual borrower, because if they default or if their payments are irregular or irregularly late, it ruins their credit score, and that affects what they end up paying to buy cars, to buy car insurance. A lot of insurers are now looking at credit worthiness and the credit scores of people that apply for car loans and car insurance. So the impact on the individual can be quite negative if they are very frivolous about paying this and paying it on time. I don't see anybody that's going to pick up the tab for these obligations that students willingly took on and some of their parents took on. I had a student loan in college when I got my graduate degree, and I paid it off, and I paid it off over time. And there were times when I was in between jobs and I was able to get a forbearance agreement, which allow you to suspend the payments for a period of time, and then you have to resume them and pay on time again. We now have a new tool called an income-driven repayment plan, an IDR, which allows them to peg your loan payments to your income, and that may be helpful to some.
It may. For many, it's not. And what you said is absolutely true. You're in a box. One, it ruins your credit horrifically. And secondly, there is no filing bankruptcy on these things. And if you default and step away from your loan, they will garnish your wages. So they will come after your income that you can't even afford to make the student loan payment with, and make it even worse for you when it comes to your income. And you still have horrible credit. So you're trapped. There's nothing really that can be done about this, and Congress has to get involved in this at some point. You're right. It's to the trillions of dollars. So we're going to stay on top of this. And Steve, I really appreciate your input on this. Steve Cotton, president of Cotton Wealth Management. Thank you.